Let's do a quick walkthrough of the vegetable garden before I pull half of it out to make way for winter seedlings. I still have a couple of tomatoes going on this arch, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out and plant some peas instead. I honestly just left these tomatoes here because they look pretty. I knew that they weren't going to ripen. Most of the basil has gone over, but I think there are still a few leaves that I could harvest and use for pesto. The rabbits have well and truly helped themselves to this Italian parsley, but it's fine because as you can see, I have plenty. We've got oregano growing like a carpet over here, which is really pretty. And this nasturtium has been doing the most. She's so pretty. Over this side, we still have some tomatoes going. I love tomatoes. I think they look so pretty. I find it really hard to rip them out. Actually have a couple that just ripened over here, like in the last couple of days. On this side, we have more basil that I'm going to sort out today. I sowed a whole heap of carrots over here last weekend. This is my celery over here, but it has been nibbled by the bunny rabbits. Can someone let me know how resilient celery is, because I have no idea. Another nasturtium doing the most and making sure that these beds don't look too boring at this time of year. Over here we have the rainbow chard, which I love. I actually think the small leaves are fine in a salad. I think the rainbow chard is really great to use instead of spinach, like in a bolognese or something like that. Isn't it so pretty? Look at the colors. Got the oranges and then the pinks over here. Carrots growing in here. More Italian parsley, chives, and this tomato that I'm going to rip out. Let's just have a moment for these tree stumps with my little terracotta herb pots. Don't they look so cute? Over here I've got some rosemary in a pot, and then I sowed more carrots. The best gardening advice I ever got is to just grow what you eat, and we eat carrots like crazy people, so they're a big priority in the garden for me. This one courgette plant that is still producing, so I'm just going to let those sit there for a little bit longer and see what happens. These terracotta pots actually have garlic in them that I planted last weekend. I love it when rosemary flowers purple at this time of year. Isn't she so pretty? The back two beds are my cut flower beds. We still have zinnias that are producing like crazy over here. They really are just the prettiest flower. Down the back here I have sowed a whole heap of spring flowers, and then over here I have these little zinnias which are also really pretty and they are still producing. They are bringing a lot of autumn joy. And then I have this one dahlia that is just looking so stunning, and then a whole heap of dahlias down the back that just never grew because I planted the bulbs way too late. And it's now time for me to pop down and do the rounds at Bunnings and Marta 10 and King's. But before I go, look at this beautiful view we have over the valley. There's a bit of a storm rolling in, but isn't that just beautiful? Pure New Zealand magic.